I see this all the time and see if this also kind of captures how you are when I meet a student for the first time. A lot of times they're not currently studying pronunciation and they're interested in getting started, which sounds great, right? And I think anytime you learn something new, in this case, this language, but it can be any skill, especially if it's something that's out of passion or personal interest, you can want to dedicate a lot of time to it. You just want to get in, you want to study all the things about it, you really want to learn how it works, you're really motivated, which is great. I love that. I love the energy. Meeting new students is just has a different energy than when you're working with students that you've been with for a very long time. I don't think we can deny that. But that eagerness and that excitement can also be a an obstacle that we need to be serious about. Okay, so if you're starting to learn a new skill, in this case pronunciation, but any skill, if you're starting to learn a new skill, you have to understand that that learning is going to be interrupting a life that you have already created, and we need to find a way to accommodate that. Guys, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to your daily American English pronunciation show. Wake up, American. We're here Monday through Friday to make sure that you can get in your 5 to 10 minutes of daily pronunciation practice in for today because that's what it takes. We are on our journey to sound not clear, but natural in American English. And to guide you in this process, there is me. Hello. My name is Jeff. It runs a breath. It's one of the 4 keys to a natural sound in American English, including placement, pitch, breath, trying to weaken your consonant sounds and trying to strengthen your vowel sounds. And I want to talk with you a little bit about your study habits because that eagerness, when I meet students, a lot of them, they tell me things like, oh, I'm going to study an hour a day. I'm going to study 2 hours a day. And my follow-up question to that is always, okay, how much time are you studying right now? And very often that amount is like zero, but you don't want to say zero, right? To the person you're talking to, you're like, no, well, I study a little bit. I study a couple times a week. When in reality, look, the real number is we're really just studying for more or less like 0 hours, maybe 1 hour a week. And so the students often then tell me, okay, I'm going to study pronunciation for an hour or 2 hours a day. Okay. Think about your day really quick. Most of you, if you're watching this, most likely you're an adult. Most likely you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you have breakfast, you get ready, you go to work. After work, you come home in the evening. In the evening, you're tired, you have family or friends, or you like to kind of just relax, you have to prepare dinner. So then after that, you don't want to be thinking much about studying necessarily. You want to kind of do your own thing. Or, for instance, maybe I get a lot of students, they come when they're on a break, so they're on vacation, or maybe they had a change in their job, and so they feel like they have some free time now, but it's going to be temporary. At some point, they're planning on their schedule changing again. All valid points. I get it. But I think if you're really trying to experience growth and feel progress in what you're doing, this 1 hour or 2 hours a day might actually end up hurting you because in your mind you hold like this hour as like this on this pedestal. You're like, okay, I have to do an hour, I have to do 2 hours. That's a very significant amount of time. Where is this hour coming from? Because time is our most limited resource, right? So if you're taking an hour to do something, that's an hour you can't do something else. So what are you taking the hour away from? Are you taking that away from your breakfast? Are you taking that away from your TV time? Are you taking that away from your family time? Are you taking that away from your work time? Like where are we just magically gaining an hour? Where is that happening? What are you not going to do? Because I would also recommend when it comes to studying, you want it to be a really focused hour because maybe you've experienced this. Maybe, for instance, when you wash the dishes, you also, do your language study. How's that going for you? Do you feel like that time is really pushing you forward, or is it kind of just like, you're getting a little bit, but it's not necessarily very, very speedy progress, right? versus if you spent that 15, 20 minutes really just kind of sitting down and focusing on the studying? Do you think maybe that would speed things up more? Right? So I think when you're thinking about studying, thinking about, what's the dedicated, concentrated time that I can put to this? So I get nervous. I'll be honest. I'll be nervous when a student says that, okay, I'm going to be doing 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day. The other thing, too, is that, I think anyone can do an hour a day for a week. I think it's really hard to do an hour a day for a month. I think it's harder to do an hour a day for a year. We want to be thinking about something that's sustainable. So, something that's sustainable, maybe instead of an hour, if you're starting to learn a new skill, maybe an approach would be, let's maybe start with, for instance, can you do 5 minutes? If 5 minutes sounds too little, then hey, can you do 10 minutes? If 10 minutes sounds too much, okay, maybe can you do 4 minutes? Can you do 2 minutes? Can you do 1 minute? But just like really focused, dedicated time. Because the other thing that's going to happen is, you do an hour a day for a week or a couple weeks, but then, man, one day you're just like, I'm tired. This is a lot of work. It's not as fun as it used to be. There's other things I want to be doing with my time. And I think you're less likely to have that sort of obstacle if you're doing a consistent 5, 10, 15 minutes a day versus a consistent like 1 hour, 2 hours a day. Okay. Do what works for you. For some students, an hour a day is perfectly fine. Okay. But for a student who has no practice already and is just walking into the classroom expecting a major dramatic life change, like changing an hour of their schedule, these are the cases that make me a little bit nervous. These are people who aren't already doing it and just magically assume that by getting a teacher, suddenly it's going to change, right? In addition to that, an approach I have whenever I'm doing something that's really regular is I want to be forgiving. I don't want, like, if I'm learning something out of interest and passion and joy. I don't want it to become work. So if, for instance, if there's a day where I miss it, I don't want that to mess with me like psychologically. I don't want to feel bad about that. It's up to me a lot. So one other suggestion I would give to you is it's okay to take breaks. It's okay to have a day off. My suggestion would be don't take 2 days off. It's okay if you miss a day. Don't lose sleep over it. It's okay. Don't miss 2 days. Because once you start missing 2 days in a row, that, that's where things really start falling apart. Sorry for the spikes. So again, my big suggestion is don't take 2 days off. It's okay to take one day off. Sometimes you need that break. It really helps separate things, but some days you do need. I'll put it like this. When you stop doing something, that means you stop doing it for days and days and days and days and days. So if you have that mindset of I'm never going to miss 2 days in a row, you can prevent that from happening. And it gives you a little bit of flexibility. So try that out. If you guys are currently studying pronunciation, it'd be cool in the chat if you could tell me how much time do you dedicate to studying. Maybe that'll give some people some realistic ideas about things that could work well for them every day. All right, I do have to run to a class, but thanks for hanging out with me. Look, there's a million pronunciation resources out there, so the fact you turn to us is greatly, greatly appreciated. Once more, my name is Jeff, rhymes with breath. It's on the 4 keys of natural sound, including placement, pitch, breath, trying to weaken consonant sounds and strengthen your vowels. I will see you all later. Hope you have a good day, have a good night, and a good afternoon.